Why a ball curves? It's interesting. It involves a lot of science, and we're going to try and keep it simple for you without sounding like a bunch of professors sitting around with a soccer ball. But to do this, we're not going to use our small training ball. We're going to go to Big Brother. And old Big Brother's, he's going to help us out, and he's going to help us understand why a ball curves better. Let's try and keep this simple for you. There's a bunch of scientific information that goes along with this, but I'm just going to deal with the factors that really matter to you as a soccer player. What I want you to think about is as a ball travels through the air, it's really traveling through fluid. Air technically is fluid. And there's particles in the air, and there's all kinds of things floating around. And as it goes, if a ball is spinning, those things also come off to the side. So the ball is going through the air and the air is spinning, and these little particles are actually coming along as a ball spins. So if a ball is spinning, these are being pulled back along it. But at the same time, they're also being pulled this way as well. Now let me show you exactly what happens. As a ball is spinning this way, these particles come and they get stacked up on this side. So in other words, all of this particles, or pressure as we'll call them, the pressure builds on this side because the ball is pushing them this way. The ball is spinning this way and the pressure is building here. You'll notice that there aren't any boxes over here or particles because they're being pulled away. They're being pulled. There's nothing over here. There's no pressure over here. So they're all coming around. They're being stacked up over here. Well, if you have pressure built up over here, which way is the ball going to turn? It's going to want to go to the side with no pressure. We have our boxes stacked over on the right side, so that means that the ball is turning which way? From right to left. It's turning this way, pressure is building here. High pressure, low pressure, ball is going to turn towards low pressure. However, if you kick a ball very fast, something else happens. There's another wall that forms in front of it. This is called a turbulent phase. You can get the impression of this if you move your hand back and forth. You can sort of feel air going over it, and the faster you go, the more air you feel. Well, imagine sticking your hand out the window at 50 miles an hour or 60 miles an hour out of a car. Your hand gets pulled back. There's a ton of pressure. There's a big wall that builds up in front of it. The same thing happens to a soccer ball. If the ball is traveling very fast, it goes into a phase called its turbulent phase. And the turbulent phase puts a wall of pressure all in front of the ball. And so what happens is the effect of the pressure and no pressure doesn't take effect on the ball. It doesn't have any effect. That's why you'll see a ball go straight out when it's kicked hard, even though it's spinning, and at the last minute, it has a tendency to turn in. Again, kick a ball fast with spin, you have this massive wall in front. It overrides the low pressure and high pressure. At some point, it leaves the turbulent phase, and what happens is this wall breaks down. When that wall breaks down, now the difference in pressure can take effect. Traveling fast, the wall is up. It goes straight. As it slows down, the front wall breaks down, the opposite pressure takes effect, and it'll start to bend. So what does that tell us? That tells us if you want a long curving ball, kick it at a medium speed. Put a lot of spin on it, let it go at a medium speed, and it'll be a long curving ball. However, you can kick a ball very hard, have it go straight, and as it slows down, at the last minute, it'll turn in. That's the science behind why a ball curves. Pressure, no pressure. Going real fast, you have a wall built up. It neutralizes the different pressures. That's the science of a soccer kick and why it curves. Okay, we've learned why a ball curves, and it's essentially because the ball is spinning. And all we have to do now is we have to make this ball spin to get it to curve. So how are we going to do that? Well, if I was to hold this ball and I said, I want to make this ball spin, how do I do that? What I do is I simply just put pressure on the side of some sort and the ball is going to spin. I simply have to put pressure, a glancing blow of some sort on the ball to make it spin. But if I want to make it spin and go forward, what do I have to do? I have to do a glancing forward blow. Again, a glancing forward blow. The ball will go forward and it will spin at the same time. Now there's two things for this. Of course, torque, which is friction, and then an off angle or off center impact will also cause the ball to spin as well. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to just demonstrate a couple different ways to actually spin that. So we approach from an angle, we strike the ball, and we allow our foot to actually go on an angle or a path that's outside of where we want to actually go. So when we come in and we strike, the ball will actually go forward and spin. And we can do that with any kick. We can do it with an angle kick. We could do it with inside of the foot. A lot of shooters that you see when it comes to free kicks now, they hop in and they strike the ball with the inside of that foot and sort of scoop it and put that spin on it. You can also do it with a straight kick. You come in with a straight kick and just kick off center of the ball slightly, you will then put torque and you will deflect the ball slightly and the ball will spin. Now remember, we talked about if you kick hard, the first distance while the ball's traveling fast, the ball's going to do what? It's going to be straight. It's not until the ball slows down, until that pressure difference builds up, that the ball will actually curve. So don't try and kick a real hard ball and expect it to turn in. It's a medium kick. Or you can kick it hard if you want it to go straight and then curve at the end.